I would like to ask you, how was it for you to buy an object which is supposed to be an artwork and then it disappear inside of a person which is an artist herself? How do you feel as an owner of it?
I don't feel like owning something here. Yes, I have bought something that is completely undefined. I know that there has been a complex object composed of chemical and biological components, but mostly of illusions, I guess, but never to be told exactly what is what. And this object, made of biochemical components and illusions, went into a person. And what I had to purchase, because it was obvious and I knew it, I knew what I would buy, so I was not, I have to emphasize, I will not sue anyone, I was not betrayed, I was well informed. Like anyone who drinks Coca-Cola should be well informed that this is a very nasty substance that will most likely make you fat and sick. Also in this case, I was well informed that I would buy something very strange and uncertain. And I could only buy a symbiotic entity, a hybrid entity. I could only buy this biochemical substance, this suppository, in connection with the person that is now hosting it. But what does it mean that the person is hosting it? So it is inside the person, and there it dissolved some time ago. It dissolved in this person, but as it is a bioactive substance, and as it is actually a highly social society of microbes that was naturalized, as they say, within an already existing society of microbes in that person, we do not exactly know all the effects. So I did not buy a complete fraud. I did not buy a pure, what's the name for that, make-believe effect on both ends, but I bought a potential microbiotic symbiosis of a new, so to speak, migrant population, making a dynamic metabolistic interchange with the other microbial citizens in that intestine. That's what I was well informed about. Now, what I don't know is what happened between the date of purchasing, which is about, let me think, a few months ago. I would estimate like roughly 2 months ago, and what is happening now, because I had no chance to consume what I have purchased. Well, there are several reasons why I couldn't consume it yet, but one major reason is, of course, that we don't know how. How can I, as a collector and owner of such a hybrid piece of art, exercise my ownership? I cannot hang Lucy on the wall, even if human artistic commodities would already be legal and one could park a human being that is at the same time an artistic commodity in your collection, so to speak. Keep this artistic human being, this hybrid of human being and artwork in your collection like a living image, like a pet, so to speak, like a very expensive, valuable pet thing. Even if this would be legal and possible, it wouldn't be correct, because I didn't purchase her, but something in her. And I also didn't purchase that thing in her because it dissolved long ago. I purchased what it would effect by becoming part of her microbiome. So actually it was more like buying real estate, I just realized. I bought a developing piece of real estate within a human intestine. So I'm really now actually a developer. I rather bought a share, a potential share of a developing piece of real estate. And this new society of microbiota in Luzzi, they could really, really make a difference. They could become an environment, however small, however internal. They could become an environment that we haven't seen before. And the potential of this inner organic environment becoming a habitat as we haven't seen before, something like a highly diverse rainforest within a human bowel. That I would love to have, actually. Yes, I would love to take a walk within the new piece of rainforest that has been improved and heightened in value by a new agency, which is, I've been told, a potential agency to make the microbiome in a human intestine far more diverse. Now we know that anything with high diversity will very soon be of the highest value. We are just now observing how a whole new landscape of new biocommodities are being invented. And what will be their price, what will be their value? Well, value and price can only be defined by the desire of buyers in the end. So we have to serve and create a new desire, and the desire will be in part for higher diversity of the biological components. Yeah, now I'm waiting because, it's latency. Latency is such a magic thing. With all living things, there is probably always latency going on. So after a while, you know the full scope of effects. You can acquire the main element or core of a disease very early on, and then almost your whole life is a long period of latency, and then it breaks out. It's an uncanny thing, latency. But what will happen with this magic suppository in Luzzi? There is something going on already. And actually, even though it's more of a, problem of everyone being such an artist and so busy all the time, even though it's a trivial problem, in this case it might pay off that I have not had the occasion to consume what I have purchased roughly 2 months ago, because I see how it is working its magic. She already transformed, and I feel not in a bad way. I feel how this heightened diversity of microbiota in her intestines really, really give her more edge, more potential, more faces, more masks, more it's just so much more promising now. Her plus the other thing. And so I'm sometimes looking at this picture of her and the suppository in her and wonder, when will I collect it? When will I consume it? Because, to be honest, to finally be a little honest, I have some hopes. I could really need this influence because I'm a bit under the weather. I feel I have a hard time digesting what is happening in my life. I'm a bit of a crisis, and by now you don't know, is it a late midlife crisis or is it the third, fourth or fifth case of puberty? Neo-adolescence at a high age, and even though I'm prepared that one adolescent will always follow the next and there will still be another until the final adolescence might strike me, I feel that I'm also getting weaker each time to get over it. And so, a microbiologically heightened living artwork like Lucy this hybrid thing, this piece of art, so hard to define, could help me. I mean, if I could just have it in my collection, in my invisible, visible, half sensual, half hypersensual, natural, supernatural, artificial, personal collection of strange things that are not things, I might gain from it, even if I can't take this walk in this new habitat, because you know, I can't. But something could ooze out of this new habitat, energy, little traces, as small as particles, quantum particles of this heightened life form inside Lucy could just bleed over in my direction and help me get over my crisis. And then I could also become a world famous artist in my own right. I really hope we will have the occasion soon that I consume my purchase.